everyone, and welcome to a custom figure showcase, and in fact the last episode of a retrospective review look back of my The First Doctors series. So here are all the customs that I've made as part of this series. Now, as I said in the previous one, there are a couple of more First Doctor customs that I was originally going to do as part of this series to come soon, but I decided not to do them as part of this series, but they will be coming. Probably the next video I do will actually be on them, just to sort of round off this series. But today I'm just going to have a quick look over the figures I have made here today. So from the left to the right, we've got the First Doctor as he appeared in the pilot, the First Doctor as he appeared in the Five Doctors of Richard Hurndall, the First Doctor as he appeared, or would have appeared, as Theta Sigma still on Gallifrey, and the First Doctor as he appeared in Planet of Giants. So I have to say, I am, you know, I always say, you know, I'm really pleased with how these came out, but I am quite pleased with these ones. But the problem with the First Doctor is there's so few outfits to do, and I've had a few other suggestions in the course of this series. For example, some people suggested doing things like the Reign of Terror First Doctor, which is a brilliant outfit, certainly looks great, but the problem is doing things like that is it's a very complex outfit. There would need to be a lot of stuff sculpted on, and it's also the fact as well that the feathers would be incredibly difficult to do on the hat. So I'm quite pleased with the ones that I've selected here, because they do sort of seem to fit into ideas that are different but not difficult. I suppose that's the best way to put it. I think if I had to choose a favourite out of all of these, it would probably be it's a bit of a difficult one, because I'm inclined to say it would be a bit of a joint choice between the Planet of Giants and the Five Doctors one, but I think it probably is the Five Doctors one. As much as I love the Planet of Giants, as much as I love all of them, it's sort of like the pilot episode one was a nice simple figure, but at the end of the day, that was basically just a coat and head swap. You know, that was pretty much it. There wasn't a whole lot to do with that. So it was a nice simple one, but again, it's just something that was that little bit different. But again, not a hugely complex figure. The Theta Sigma one, again, few small changes, but generally I'd say it was more just the head swap than anything else, because obviously I've had to sculpt on the sleeves and things like that, but even without the sleeves, it's just a repaint and a head swap. As nice as it looks, it's still very simple. The Planet of the Giants one was definitely more complex, definitely took a lot more work to do, and I think it looks brilliant, but it is again just something, I suppose, that because there's so much sculpting and custom work gone into that, it's kind of one of those ones that you know we're never going to see. I mean, we know we're never going to see the pilot one. We know we're never going to see Theta Sigma. Obviously, well, the pilot one we've already had as an unearthly child one, but not with the tie on it. But we know we're never going to see it like that. We know we're never probably going to see a Theta Sigma one with a Time Lord head. The Planet of the Giants one, as I said, as much as it would be nice to see, there's a lot of sculpting work and things that go into that, and so it's unlikely we're ever going to see that. But the Richard Hurndall one, we know the prototype was produced. We know that, you know, the actual figure was produced, and so there is a sort of element that is the one that got away, as it were. That's the one that we could have seen, but we never did. And you know, as I said, I think it's unlikely that we ever will in future, but it would be nice if we did, because you know, it's such a figure that so many people would love to see, that I think it would be very popular if it was produced. But I suppose what makes my custom version here stand out more is the fact that it is based on a figure that we know we're never going to see. Obviously, you know, we've got a relatively good idea we're never going to see any of the others, as I just said, but we know that the Five Doctors one exists, but we know we're never going to see it. So it does sort of make the Five Doctors custom one here just stand out a bit more in terms of one for my collection. But you know, going back to the actual customs, they were a lot of fun to make. They're all really good variant ideas in terms of custom ideas for anyone that wants to make them. Obviously, you know, they're not exactly the easiest. I suppose the easiest one would be the pilot episode one, but just generally, you know, I hope this has sort of given some more people some ideas to do their own custom versions and things like that. It's certainly been a great series. Just before I close, I just want to say, as I said, I've got a couple more First Doctor customs coming, which will be revealed in my next customs video. And then after that, I'm still humming and ahhing about which ones I'm going to put up next. I've got obviously a lot of backlog, but the next Doctors series will be well, hang on a minute. The next Doctor series, new Doctors series I should say, will be the 5th or the 5th Doctors. I'm still working on the name for it. But before then, as somebody reminded me, I am actually going to do my video on the 2 Doctors series of customs, because I've done 3 of them. I've done the 2nd Doctor, I've done the Sontaran, and I've done the 6th Doctor. But I completely forgot that I'd put the teaser up for that months ago, and I've been reminded of it since. So that is going to be the next Doctors series that comes out, but the next new Doctors series that hasn't yet been teased is going to be the 5 Doctors, or at least the 5th, basically a series of 5 Doctor customs. I'm still working on the name titles. But that brings to a close another custom figure showcase and another mini series, the First Doctors. As always, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, it really helps me out a lot. Be sure to check out the description below for a link to my Patreon. I'm doing my very first figure animation and you can get involved. There's exclusive content and rewards for those who do so, and funding my Patreon in any way gets your name at the end of my videos. And if you are interested in these 2 head sculpts, the First Doctor from the 5 Doctors, the Richard Handel, and the First Doctor Theta Sigma, you can find head sculpts of both of these on my Etsy shop. There is a link in the description of my video I made about my Etsy head sculpts that I did a couple of days ago. I'm still in the process of putting that link into all of my videos, so that's the best place to find it for now. But if you are interested in getting either of these copies of either of these head sculpts, then please go and check it out. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.